record and go from there. So we're recording. Share the screen. All right. As you hopefully already saw, I was able to manage to get all the exams. So you should have gotten your exam score. If you didn't, let me know. Email me. But you got your score from yesterday, so you can use that to study for the final. I also sent through Canvas announcements the solutions. So you have everything you need for the final exam. Okay, so we're here. We're done after Monday. So our final exam again comes real fast Monday. Please notice the starting time is 8:10, 8:10 to 10:40. There's no homework to turn in. Bring in all the cheat sheets, all the previous formula sheets, or if you want to add to it or put extra stuff, you're allowed to do that. And that's all we're going to do. Okay. And for today and for studying for this weekend for the final, don't use the book. Okay, I'd say forget about the book. Just use the previous exams. So I got all the previous exams here. And my hope is that you would ask me questions today from previous exams. So if you ask me a homework problem from the book, okay, I don't think it's very helpful right now. So we'll just take questions from exams. So for today, you can say, do exam 3, problem 10, or do exam 5, number 3, or whatever. Okay, that's the most efficient for today. If nobody has any questions or whenever that stops, we will stop also. So that's your task for today. Ask me questions up until 10 o'clock. But if you don't have anything, then we're just going to stop and that'll be it. Anyway, so just study these things for the final. So 8:10 to 10:40, just like before. So roughly a little bit after 8 o'clock on Monday morning, I'll send you Canvas announcements, the exam. I'll also project it because I know some of you would prefer projected, so I'll have that also. You have until 10:40. 2.5 hours is a long time. If you need a bathroom break or get a drink of water, that's perfectly fine. Just let me know that you're disappearing for a moment. Otherwise, I think maybe you're cheating or something like that. That's no big deal. And then at 10:40 on Monday, then we're finished. Okay. So most likely scenario is since we had 6 exams, so 3 questions per test. Okay. So I'll look at the first test, right? I'll look at the first test and pick 3 out of them, and I'll pick 3 out of the second test, and so on. So that would be 18 questions, and maybe I'll pick another 19th and 20th from somewhere for a grand total of 20. Okay? And that's pretty much what's going to happen. All right, so I think that's about it. I think we're ready to start. I do see some people putting stuff in the chat already right now. So any general questions, you can go ahead and ask it now. Let me look at the chat. Okay. All right, and I'll try to organize this a little bit. Okay, so exam 1, number 8. I've got all the exams here. Now, I'm not promising you I'll ask the very same question, but I might. If I get too lazy, I'll just put the same question, or if not, I'll just change it a little bit. Okay, so go like this. I move the chat all the way to the edge here. I think I can still. Nope, that doesn't quite work. Okay. Okay, test 1, 8. Maybe I'll go like this. Test number and then problem number 8. Give the domain of the function f of x equals square root of x squared over x squared minus 4. Okay, so x squared over x squared minus 4 has to be greater than or equal to 0. X squared over x plus 2, x minus 2, greater than or equal to 0. So my boundaries are whatever makes the top 0, whatever makes the bottom 0. If I curl it on me, I'm try to uncurl it. Uncurl this entire batch. Curl on me. Okay, so what makes the top or bottom 0? 0 and plus or minus 2. 2. Draw my number line, 0, 2, -2. Does 0 work? Yes, it does. -2 and +2 do not work. They make the denominator 0. So open circle, open circle. Okay, region 1, 2, 3, 4. Region 1, how about negative 3? Region 2, negative 1. Region 3, 1. Region 4, 3. Okay, and looking at x squared over x plus 2, x minus 2. Fraction bar, fraction bar, fraction bar, fraction bar. And I'm noticing the numerator is always positive, right? I'm immediately going to go plus, 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 plus. Right? No matter what I plug in, I'm going to get positive. So I just have to look at this. Okay, negative 3 plus 2 is a negative. Negative 3 minus 2 is a negative. That makes the whole thing positive. Positive greater than or equal to 0, that's true. Okay, plug in negative 1. Negative 1 plus 2 is positive. Negative 1 minus 2 is negative. So the whole thing is negative. Is a negative greater than or equal to 0? No, it's false. I'm going to shade that in. Positive 1. 1 plus 2 is positive. 1 minus 2 is negative. Negative. False. Plug in 3. 3 plus 2. Whoops, or same thing. 3 plus 2 is positive. 3 minus 2 is positive. They're all positive. That's true. Okay, so I have this weird domain. I got this, and a single dot at the origin. So the domain is negative infinity, negative 2 parentheses, union brace, the set consisting of 0. So you write a set, individual set with braces, and then union to infinity. Okay. Let's see. Exam 6, 1 and 10, it looks like. Okay. Test 6, number 1. X squared minus 4x. Right, so this was just yesterday's test. Okay, so move the 2y minus 4 over. X squared minus 4x equals negative 2y plus 4. Throw these two over. Complete the square. Plus 4. Half of negative 4 is negative 2. Negative 2 squared is 4. So I add 4 to both sides. This comes out to be x minus 2 squared equals negative 2y plus 8, which is negative 2 parentheses y minus 4. And so this looks like the type x squared equals negative 4py, except translated. So that's going to open down. So this is my negative 4p. Negative 4p is negative 2. So p is equal to 1/2. And I know the vertex is 2, 4. So vertex is 2, 4. Opening down, p is 1/2. So going back up. So the vertex is 2, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe. Vertex is 2, 4. I know it opens down. Okay. P is 1/2, so I go 1/2 a unit down for the focus. So how about I write 3.5, 1/2 a unit down. And I go 1/2 a unit up, but draw an entire horizontal line for directrix. So the directrix is y equals 4.5, 1/2 a unit up. Okay. And exam 6, number 10, the last problem on yesterday's test. So x equals e to the negative t, y equals e to the t. Find a rectangular equation and sketch the curve beginning with t equals 0. The key thing is start with t equals 0 and in the direction of increase in t. All right, so x equals 1 over e to the t. I notice e to the t is y, so x is 1 over y, or y equals 1 over x. The same thing, you can just switch these. Okay, now we know y equals 1 over x looks like this. but we don't have the whole thing. So it says start with t equals 0. So t, x, y. If I plug in 0, I get 1, 1. Okay, so the graph starts here. Then if I plug in, let's say, 1, then I have 1 over e, and e, that's like 2.7. So y is getting bigger, so it's going up in this direction. Okay, so I don't really have this. So the only part of the graph that I really have is starting right here, t equals 0. So you need to indicate to me somehow on the exam that you're starting right here. So some of you had the graph, but you didn't tell me where is t equals 0, and it's going in this direction. So from here, we're going that way. Okay. And let's see, several questions from exam 2. So let me get that. Okay, test 2, 3. Test 2, number 3. Test 2, number 3. F of x is radical x plus 2. G of x is radical x minus 3. And by the way, the YouTube videos are all still there. So, you could go back and watch all the videos and watch the solutions to, all the exams and then use that as a study guide. That's a good way to do that too. Okay, let's see. Find a domain of G minus F. G minus F is radical x minus 3 minus radical x plus 2. So to find a domain, this has to be greater than or equal to 0. This has to be greater than or equal to 0. So x minus 3 greater than or equal to 0. And x plus 2 is greater than or equal to 0. So x is greater than or equal to 3. And x is greater than or equal to negative 2. All right, now these both have to be true at the same time. And if you think of the number line, there's that one, and there's that one, right? So where's the part that they're both true? Well, over here. So the domain is from 3 to infinity. Okay. Okay, then same test number 7. F of x is square root of 2x minus 6. G of x is x minus 4. Describe the domain of f of g of x. So that's f of x minus 4. And you can put any real number you want here. But what happens if we put x minus 4 right there? So square root of 2x minus 4 minus 6, which is square root of 2x minus 8 minus 6. 2x minus 14. Okay, so anything underneath the square root has to be greater than or equal to 0. So 2x minus 14 greater than or equal to 0. Add 14. So that's greater than or equal to 14. Divide by 2. So x is greater than or equal to 7. So in interval notation, the domain is 7 to infinity. So let's see. Okay, exam 3, number 8. Test 3, number 8. X corresponding to 2/3 minus 2. Okay, so let me start with x to the 2/3. Make a little table here. First thing I notice, I'm squaring and taking the cube root or taking the cube root and squaring. Since I'm squaring, I get the same thing with a positive or a negative. And I want to pick numbers that have nice cube roots. So nice cube roots are 0, plus or minus 1, and plus or minus 8. Okay. So I'm starting with this. So if I plug in 0, I get 0. Either 1 or negative 1. When you square it, it's 1, and the cube root would be 1. Either a positive or a negative 8. The cube root would be either 2 or negative 2. And when you square it, you have 4. Okay. So the graph ends up looking like this. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So 0, 0, 1, 1, 8, 4. Negative 1, 1, and negative 8, 4. So it has a funny looking shape like that. So here's x to the 2/3. All right, and now what about this? 1 left and 2 down. So 1 left, 2 down. And just do the same general shape. So 0, 0 moves over to negative 1, negative 2. So that's down here. And it just generally draw the same shape. Here's x plus 1 to the 2/3 minus 2. Okay. All right, let's see. Exams. It's hard for me to keep track of where I am. And 6, number 1, I think I did. Then 3, number 10. Okay, this one, rather than going through the whole works, I'll just share with you the important details. Okay, now, you're given x is negative 2 plus 4i is a solution. Automatically, its conjugate, negative 2 minus 4i, is a solution. Okay, so again, to give me negative 2 plus 4i, negative 2 minus 4i is automatically a solution. Okay. Find all the solutions. You know there's going to be 3. Okay, just by inspection, just look at it. You can tell that 1 works. Plug in 1. 1 plus 3 is 4, right? 4 plus 16 is 20. 20 minus 20 is 0. So there it is. There are the 3 solutions. Okay. Yes, you would do the long division and all that stuff, but the fastest way to do this is notice 1 works. 1 plus 3 plus 16 is 20. 20 minus 20 is 0. And if they tell me negative 2 plus 4i is a solution, automatically negative 2 minus 4i is a solution. So that's the way for that one. Okay. And let's see. Exam 3, number 3. Okay, well, I didn't really do anything here, so let me just erase that. T3, number 3. P of x is equal to x cubed minus 5x squared plus 8x minus 4. Factor the polynomial completely given that p of 1 is equal to 0. Okay, that means if I divide out x minus 1, I'll have no remainder. So let me do synthetic division on that. 1, negative 5, 8, negative 4. 1, multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. Yes. Okay, so that means I already knew x minus 1 is a factor. And this, how do I read that? X squared minus 4x plus 4. And I recognize that's factorable. It's x minus 2 squared. So final answer is x minus 1, x minus 2 squared. Okay, that's test 3, number 3. And test 1, number 6. Test 1, number 6. A rectangle has an area of 40 square meters. Express the perimeter as a function of the length of the side. Okay. So draw a rectangle. Area is 40 meters squared. Let me call it x by y. So that means x times y is 40, or y is equal to 40 over x. Divide both sides by x, right? All right, so come up with a formula for the perimeter as a function of the length x. So perimeter is 2L plus 2W, so 2x plus 2y, but I now know y is 40 over x. So 2x plus 80 over x is my solution. Okay. When you guys get to Calc 1, you'll be doing a lot of this kind of scenario. Okay. Questions just like this will pop up quite a bit in your Calc 1. So just let you know how that would be. Okay, test 3, number 9. Test 3, number 9. We'll find that. Capture here. Okay. And unless I read something wrong, I think I would have caught up with everything. And it's hard for me to read the chat and make sure I catch everything. So after I do exam 3, number 9, I'll be done. If I missed your question in the chat, put it again. But after I finish this in a couple of minutes, if you have nothing, then I have nothing else. Okay, so let me look at exam 3, number 9. And then if nobody has anything after that, we're finished. From what I can see, I'm finished. But if I miss your question, please put it back in the chat. Test 3, number 9. Simplify 2 over 3 minus 4i. Right. Okay. So this is a situation when you multiply by the conjugate of the denominator. That means 3 plus 4i over 3 plus 4i. If this had been a plus, we would make this a minus. Okay, what that does is makes the bottom 9 minus 16i squared, but I squared is equal to negative 1. Right? This is negative 1. Okay, the top becomes what? 6 plus 8i. So this is really 9 plus 16. 6 plus 8i over 9 plus 16. And 9 plus 16 is 25. So you get a nice denominator. 6 plus 8i over 25. The last thing is to write it in the form of a plus bi. So a plus bi, 6 over 25 plus 8 over 25i. That's it. Okay, and let's see. Oh, question 8, intercepts and asymptotes. Right, I did not talk about that. Sorry about that. See, test 3, number 8. Yeah, back over here. Okay, so there are no asymptotes, clearly. So, yeah, sorry about that. Whoops. I didn't mean to cross it out. I had bad aim. I was supposed to go like that. I'm not crossing this problem out, okay? I guess I could wipe this out, but it's going to take too long. This is not a cross out. Sorry. So getting back to here, f of x is x plus 1 to the 2/3 minus 2. Okay, so intercepts, x equals 0. So f of 0 is 1 raised to anything is 1. So I get 1 minus 2, which is negative 1. Okay, so 0 comma negative 1. Y equals 0. That's a little bit harder. So 0 equals x plus 1 to the 2/3 minus 2. Let's see, add 2. X plus 1 to the 2/3. How do you give it a 2/3? You raise to the 3/2. That. Okay, if you raise something to the 2/2, the best way to write it is 2 radical 2. I mean, this is like 2 to the 1, and this is 2 to the half, right? 1 plus a half is 3/2. 2 to the 1 is that. Radical 2 is that. So 2 radical 2 equals x plus 1. Subtract 1. So x is 2 radical 2 minus 1. So as an ordered pair, 2 radical 2 minus 1, comma 0. Okay, and from what I've seen, I think I've caught up with the chat. Again, if I miss your question or anybody else has a question, go ahead and put it. Okay, one last charge, I guess, to all of you. So there are many of you that are on the borderline between the grades. Several of you are borderline C and D. Some of you are borderline B and C. Some of you are borderline A and B. Okay, so this is the one test to, really do your best. Okay, I mean, sometimes students think of final exam, oh, the big scary final exam and all this stuff. I want you to think of it as an opportunity to raise your grade. So if you're in the borderline, I myself, as a teacher, I'm wavering. Should I give this person a B or a C, or should I give them a C or a D, or between a B and an A, right? So give me a good final exam, and then don't leave me in doubt when it's time to submitting your final grades, right? Some of you, some of you are great. You're solid A or solid B, whatever. If you're borderline, don't make me wonder, hey, should I give this person a C or a D, or a B or a C, or an A or B? Give me a good final exam. Just give it all you got for just one last test on Monday, and don't make me think about whether I should give you the lower grade or the higher grade. You want to get the higher grade, just give me a good final exam. It's all over by Monday, 10:40. So, that's pretty much it for that. Okay. Let's see. Talk after class, you may, or come see me during office hours as normal. What is your current grade? You can send me an email if you want to know how you're doing right now. That's always really possible too. Okay. Uh, Anybody else with a question? Otherwise, we're done. Best way to study is redo the final exams, and yes, rewatch. Okay, you still should have the videos. I didn't get rid of it, so go back over the 6 YouTube videos I made for the solutions, and that's a good way to do it. I mean, they're only what, 5 minutes each, 6 minutes each, 7 minutes, something like that, 10 minutes max. So you watch all of them in less than an hour, I guess. So yeah. Yes, you get to drop your lowest test grade. That's always there. Again, you don't have to tell me, which one you drop. The computer does it automatically. So it's I rigged the system automatically in students' favor. Put it that way. Okay. How many questions from each section? Okay, so I think I said it'll be probably three from each exam, and maybe a couple more somewhere else, for a grand total of 20. But maybe I'm not going to do that. But that's what I'm leaning toward right now. So you have 2.5 hours, so much more time than a regular test. Anybody else? All right, that'll do it, to folks. So have a good weekend. Study the best you can, and we'll see you 8:10, not 9:10, 8:10 in the morning on Monday. All right. Okay. Have a good weekend. Study the best you can. See you at 8 o'clock Monday. Thank you.